Hi, and welcome to another stream. I am Fatui and Gabriel Knight, Sons of the Father, Day 7. So, let's get this ball rolling. Switching over game. Sound. Okay. Okie dokie. So, Day 7, restore. We're here. So, we got rescued from Grace, or by Grace, sorry. By Grace from last night's voodoo gathering in the swamps. We woke up, and the first thing we're gonna do now is, of course, take in consideration Grace's proposal calling Wolfgang. But first, we are gonna go outside and check the newspaper. That's the first thing. As always, check.
Times-Picayune, dated June 24th, 1993. There's nothing about the voodoo murders case in the papers today. Gabriel finds a humorous tidbit under the Life is Stranger Than Fiction column. Apparently, there were reports of ghosts in the Bayou Saint Jean last night. Various people called the newspaper with stories about hearing strange noises and seeing weird lights over the swamp. Some folks claim it's the ghost of Marie Laveau. The paper relates it to similar delusions that crop up every Halloween. Gabriel's horoscope today reads, "Wise is the warrior who knows when to fight and when to get the hell out of Dodge."
God help me, I'm actually starting to listen to this guy.
Okay. Two funny things about this. It's actually Halloween tomorrow. So, that's just a funny thing about it. Actually, if you want to pick up Gabriel Knight's Sins of the Father, the 20th Anniversary Edition, Phoenix Online is having, I think, still a half, 50% off of the game with what's it called? Code, which you can find on, I think they posted some on Twitter, can't remember what it was, and pick it up for half price. Great.
I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can.
Why can't? Okay, on for 909.
Guten Tag, Sie haben Schloss Ritter erreicht?
Let's
This is Gabriel Knight. Can I speak to
talk to
Wolfgang,
Wolfgang.
please?
Ja, Herr Knight. Einen Moment, bitte.
It's so good to hear your voice. I had such a dream last night.
There's a good reason for that, Uncle Wolfgang. We need to talk.
Gabriel fills in Wolfgang on the events of the previous evening.
Ah, it is even worse than I thought.
You bet it is. We have to talk about what I'm supposed to do. What can you tell me about voodoo?
It sounds as though you have learned much during your investigation in New Orleans. Perhaps you will fill me in when we have a chance to sit down and talk.
Do you know anything about snakes?
I have not studied the subject. I have an intense dislike for them.
Tell me about Tetelo.
Well, from your description of the ritual last night, I'd say that Gunther's mistress, Tetelo, is now the primary lure for the Gedde tribe. It seems she still controls them by possessing her female descendants and speaking through them. Do you remember in Gunther's journal he said that Tetelo was possessed by her father's Loa during the killings in Charleston? This sounds similar, but Tetelo has obviously become a much more powerful Loa than her father ever was. Probably because of the added power of the talisman.
Let's talk about the talisman.
I myself have only seen it in old sketches and paintings, and in my dreams. It was in the family for centuries before Tetelo took it. It is believed to be as old as the role of Schattenjäger itself. The talisman has genuine power. I don't know how or why, but it is so. The Schattenjäger swore to use the power for good, never for evil. For defense, not offense. Since it fell into Tetlo's hands, I'm afraid to think what the power has been used for, or what it will be used for in the future. With the talisman, Tetlo has all the power and we none. The only possible way to fight her is to regain the talisman. Then we will at least be on more equal footing.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Schattenjägers?
Yes, of course. I sometimes forget how little you know of the family, Gabriel. I never understood how Heinz could allow his sons to remain ignorant. But now is not the time for that discussion. Schattenjäger is really two words in English, Gabriel. Schatten means shadow, and Jäger means hunter.
Shadow hunter.
Yes, shadow hunter.
Tell me more about Tetelo.
I believe she truly loved Gunther. After all, she was raised to be her father's daughter. Their religion was not a choice she made, but a duty she endured. How can she be blamed for that? The spirit she has become, that is a different matter. It is utterly evil. I am certain that the lower Tetela bears little resemblance to the woman Tetela was before the burning in Charleston.
Tell me more about Tetelo.
She once was a beautiful and intelligent woman, and she probably did not deserve Gunther's betrayal. But the Tetelo we fight now is more akin to her tribe's dark gods than to anything human in nature.
Tell me more about Tetelo.
She once was a beautiful and intelligent woman, and she probably did not deserve Gunther's betrayal. But the Tetelo we fight now is more akin to her tribe's dark gods than to anything human in nature.
Okay.
How can we regain the talisman?
We've been searching for the talisman for years, ever since we lost it. It's a terrible thing to know that something powerful that was entrusted to us is in the wrong hands. The talisman is probably buried with Tetelo's remains. That's what gives her Loa so much power.
How would we find Tetelo's remains?
Ha! We have pondered that question a long time, Leoritas. There are two probabilities. The first is that her remains are with the tribe at their current location. The other is that the remains were returned to a sacred place near the tribe's original homeland. We've tried to locate Tetlo's African homeland, but Gunther says so little in his journal about her tribe, and slaving records are practically non-existent. Also, Tetlo's tribe was utterly destroyed in its African form in the late 17th century. There was nothing like a census in Africa then. As for the other idea, we had no clue as to where Tetlo's people went after fleeing Charleston, until now.
Let's discuss the possible African homeland.
All right. Have you learned anything that might help us locate it?
I spoke with the Professor Hartridge. Unfortunately for him. He thinks the tribe's name was Agri, and that they lived near the Fon tribe in what is now called the People's Republic of Benin.
That is incredible, Gabriel. I must go research this new information in my library right now.
Wait, what should I do?
Stay low. If you get a chance, you might look into the possibility that Tetlo's remains are somewhere in New Orleans. But don't try to broach their private areas without my assistance, Gabriel. You will make a fine Schattenjäger, but only if you are not dead.
Sure, I'll wait.
Bye then, Gabriel. And remember, if you need a place of safety, come to Schloss Ritter.
Goodbye, Uncle Wolfgang.
Okay, so he's gonna research the stuff, and we are gonna try and figure something out. The first thing, of course, since the name change of Tetelos people is Getty, we're of course gonna check out the Getty tomb and see if we can get inside there. So
I'm going out for a bit.
Be careful.
let's do that. So we are going to the cemetery. We have Willy Wonka. Groundskeeper Willy. And it's on the second screen. And now there's a button, so that button we press.
You will hear the faint sound of breaking glass.
Dang. You'd think there'd be a light.
And now the question is, did I?
This is the last page of inventory.
Ah, there, I forgot a flashlight, so I need to... let's see, where is it that I get the flashlight? I think... Where's the flashlight? I think it's in Gabriel's room. It's not in the police station.
Lucy, I'm home.
Really? I forgot you were gone.
Great. Okay, flashlight. There it is. That's.
I might need a flashlight.
Out of here. Mistake on my part. I knew we were gonna have a flashlight, but or use a flashlight, but I couldn't.
I'm going out for a bit.
Be careful.
Let's try this again. On. And
Crypt drawers line the back wall. Gabriel can't make out the name on that drawer's plaque.
Mosley. Shit, I dropped my flashlight.
Huh?
so here's again something that's
Ouch,
different.
my head. What the hell was that?
And again, it really doesn't make sense because